I tell him who the king of Moorish media, man. Don't y'all tell him who the king of Moorish media, man. Why they keep playing with me, man? Come on, man. Let me turn up for a minute, man. Y'all ready? This is the midday. The midday turn up. Come on. I be that boy you gon' remember. Huh? I'ma be that boy you This is the midday turn up. I be that boy you Let's go. Just because I feel like. I be that boy you gon' remember. I'ma be that boy you gon' remember. That's right. Hey. I be that boy you gon' remember. To all the fake rock line till the law call it. You a friend of the more than you a friend of mine. I was told to just because I feel like. Don't speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I speak about my prophet. Who was the first to remind you and bind you back? We just doing it just because. Islam, family. Listen. We just doing it because, man. Listen. It's not, family. We just doing this because I feel like talking to you. You know, today was a slow day for me. I had a job that I was working on. It was outside in the rain, and you know, so today is a slow day. I haven't been live in quite some time. Original Power. I can send you the link and you can come on here right now. And if you want to, are you available right now? We can chop it up right now. You know what I mean? Mr. Black Culture, like I said, brother, I had a little bit of time. I ain't got, I'm going to use round the way words. Ain't got, no, not I don't have, ain't got a whole lot of free time. But Original Power, if you put your Gmail in the chat, I will bring you on right now, right this minute. See, I'm going to give you the work right immediately, because that's just how it is. It's an old saying Moors used to say when I was younger. They say, if you ain't ready, get ready. And if you're ready, stay ready. And so I'm ready. You know, we always ready, brother. Always ready. And so if you ready, I'm willing to hear what you got to say. I wish I could change the title. You know, I wish I could change the title so people would know what it is. But let's just have a discussion. I don't care. Let's just see how it go. Let me throw you up in here. I'm going to go ahead and send this to you. I'm going to send you an invite right now. And we're going to have this is how we do. You know what I mean? Brother, I'm doing good, brother. I'm Original Power. I'm doing good, brother. You know, the old Moors used to say, if you ain't ready, get ready. And if you ready, stay ready. I'm the king of Moorish media. You know, my brother, a good friend of mine, I'm texting him right now. A good friend of mine, he coined that phrase for me, right? He coined that phrase for me, and I kind of like it. He calls me the king of Moorish media. Let me take my credentials down here because I know how y'all like to do. Y'all try to zoom in on my credentials and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta zoom in on my credentials, on my legitimate credentials. Y'all think I just playing around. Naptown in the building. What's up, John Taylor? You know we in the building all day, every day. Man, let me tell you something. I'm gonna wait until my brother get in here. I just sent him the link. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get busy, man. We're gonna get busy. I want to see what he brings to the table. Let me see if he in here yet. Did he get in here yet? Where you at, brother? Aboriginal Power, where you at? Where you at? Are you in here yet? Don't hold me up. So listen, I just sent it to you, brother. Are you on Facebook? Can you go to Messenger or something? I actually just sent you a King Kearney. Have my fazes ready, brother. I see you on Sunday. I need my fazes. You better have the duffel bag full of fazes. We need 23s. We need 24s. Have the duffel bag full of pheasants, or we gonna go like we used to do back in the day. You see my brother John Taylor, he said Naptown in the house. Well, Naptown is my old stomping ground, Annapolis, Maryland. That's right, born, raised, and bred to act a fool. I'm I just laugh, I'm just laugh. Listen, so listen, what I want to do real quick, family, is y'all have been, no, don't say you got some left, brother. You better have all of them. Y'all have been watching YouTube just as long as I have. And the last month I had to fall back because I've been working. And so I've been watching these channels and I've been looking at all this information. And I don't want nobody thinking for a second that my whole uh, uh, um, my whole presentation is about attacking Moorish Americans, because that's not the case. Brother, check your email. Check your email, brother. Aboriginal Power, check your email, because that's not the case. But what I do want to do is I want to take a matter of fact, look, I'm gonna put it right up in here. Anybody can come in if they want. If y'all ain't got no order, I'm gonna kick you out anyway. So look, this is a midday brotherly chat. This is a midday chat. Brother, hit that link right there. If anybody want to come in, can come in. This is just a brotherly chat. You know what I'm saying? Whoever want to come in, come in. That's right, come in. Because if you act a fool, I'm gonna kick you up out here anyway. That's just what it is. So you gotta watch your language. That's one thing you gotta do. When you come in, you gotta watch your language. You can get turned up, but you got to watch your language. Moors are respectful people. Let me get some water here. And I can't yell because I'm going to do a show tonight. So, but anyway, as I was saying, you know, all of these channels out here and all of this information out here, I kind of wonder, you know, if I go and begin to point out the indiscretions or the errors in which we see on these channels, am my people going to take it too personal? So I want to take a poll real quick. Family, press a 1 if you think I should point out the misinformation, or press a 2 or put a 2 up if you think I should just let it ride. I need to know what the people think. I'm taking a poll today. And if you see this show after the fact, leave it in the comment section, because I need your opinion. Do you think I need to point out the misinformation that's on the internet as it relates to Moorish science? Or do you think, too, I should just leave it alone, let it go, and do something else? What do you think? You know what I mean? And do something else may mean still teach, but don't even point out like, no, that's wrong and this is right in comparison. Now leave that alone. Should I point it out 1, or should I leave it alone 2? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna call names. Y'all know I'm gonna call names. Y'all already know I'm gonna call names. I see 2 1s. We have 25 people in the building so far, and I got 2 1s up here. Can anybody? Okay, we got 3 1s. I'm gonna write this down. I'm not playing, because some people begin, oh, you just attack Moors. I mean, you just attack. Okay, 1 say, is that a 1 or 2? I just so I basically actually hold up the clean glass. That's a way of saying don't point them out. So I shouldn't point out those who teach misinformation. Just teach the right information. So I think that's what Sanya Bay saying. The whole thing is this, though, Sanya Bay. The reason why I point out those who are teaching the misinformation, and I will compare it to the teachers of the prophet. I will compare it to the teachers of the prophet, because I want people to know who not to listen to. I mean, seriously, I will compare it to the teachings of the prophet without a doubt or contradiction. It's not my opinion. Like, let Aboriginal, where Aboriginal at? I put the link in here, and he ain't up here yet. So if anybody wanted to come on here and they wanted to ask me a question, they can ask me any question right now. I mean, J.D. Miller, Islam, my brother. I mean, I want people to know not what to follow. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. When, like, it's nothing personal. Let me tell you something. I got a call. Let me see something. I got a call yesterday, right? from a brother that I gained a new respect for. I gained a new respect for my brother. Hold up. I see they got no power in Florida. Let me text my brother. You know, it was a storm in Florida. They got no power in Florida. Islam is all well. Is everything okay? Shout out to my brother. And y'all keep y'all prayers in the air for our people in Florida. Um, y'all keep a prayer out for my people in Florida. One of my ministers, the prophets ministers, Allah's ministers within the Noble Temple is in Florida right now. And he just said he doesn't have no power, but he actually just texted me. And so it's a storm going on in Florida. I'll try to call him in a little while. I just called him earlier, but he finally texted me back, so at least we know he's safe. And that's a good thing. So with that being said, family, I've seen the stuff on the internet now. Man, I'm telling you, some of these people that I've seen been demonstrating while I've been chilling for the last 3 weeks or whatever, they're people that I consider friends. There are people that I'm pretty much cool with, but they didn't put out some bad information. What do I do? What do I do? I can't. They put out bad information, and I'm watching this. Let me go to. I'm gonna give. I gotta do it, family. I know they don't want me to do it. I gotta do it. It's a brother, man. I like this brother. He a sheik from if I'm not mistaken, he's from he said, hold up, let me see this real quick. Zella Gmail, send it to my hangouts. Brother, I can't really send it to your hangouts. I'm on a big time system here. You know what I mean? So let me see. Hold up 1 second. Hold up, family. This brother want to come on here. I'm gonna try to get him on here. Let me see if I can get him on here. Let me see if I can get him on here. Hold on. Let me get him up on here real quick. All right, I'm gonna send him let me send him an email real quick. I'm gonna send him up in here. I'm gonna try to get him up on here. Hold on, family. Nah. Let me see if I can. What's this here? What mail is this? All right, let me see if hold on, work with me, family. Work with me. Let me compose one real quick. And I'm gonna see if I can get this brother on. This is an Aboriginal brother, right? And he's an Aboriginal brother, and he wanted to debate me about something. I'm really not sure what it is, but I'm gonna see if I can get him up on here right now. Let me send him this email real quick. Copy. I'm gonna send him this email real quick, brother. It's coming to your email right in a second. 1 second, it'll be in your email. You just gonna have to check your email and hit the link, brother. That's all hey, I don't know another way to do this. You have to check your email and hit the link. You know what I mean? That's all I can do. You know what I mean? So I'm about to send it to you right now. Go straight to your email, check the link. If you want to have a pre-debate or discussion with Brother Tahaka Bay, brother, come on and hit your email. It's coming right now. Paste it, bam, link. Now, it should be in your email, and you should be able to hit that link and come in. I don't know about sending it to your hangout. I don't know anything about that. All I know is I sent it to the Gmail account, and you should be able to hit that Gmail account, that link, and it should bring you right in. But anyway, so it seems like I got more people pointing to that I should continue on pointing out. Let me show you something. I like this page right here, right? I'm gonna show y'all real quick. It's called Moors in America. Anybody ever seen that page? Moors in America. I've been watching these guys lately, bro. Man, y'all might call me a troll or something, right? Y'all might call me a troll. But I've been watching lately, right? And one thing that I seen on there was a friend of mine, right? And I like the brother. And like he know I like him. He gonna watch this in a minute. He might even give me a text or call. You know what I mean? But let me show you. This brother right here. Let me screen share. Oh yeah, y'all know it's coming. This is what the people want. so look, this is what the people want. So I gotta give the people what they want. You know what I mean? So here's the brother right here. Sheik Gray L. That's my brother. Love the brother. Make no mistake about it. I love the brother. Yeah, man, that's my brother. But hey, while I was paying attention to some of the commentary.
So remember, they're real. Their skin is very melanated.
Yep.
When I was paying attention,
all right,
to some of these questions and answers,
share real quick.
I was like, man, oh man, man, oh man, you know. So let me ask the people real quick. I was like, man, oh man, bro. He said quite a few things that I know is not consistent with the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I was like, he wasn't too off. Man. He wasn't too off, but I was like, man, oh man, it would look good. It would, brother. I'm on Hangouts right now, brother. I'm on Hangouts right now. All you got to do is hit the link. I don't understand how you didn't get the email. I don't understand that. Let me see something. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can try something now. I don't understand, bros. Hold up. I'm already in Hangouts. No. No. I don't need that. I'm trying to get you in, brother. I don't understand how you can't just hit that link. Close. I don't understand how you just can't hit that link and come in. That's how people come in. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta hit that link. So the point of the matter is I'm watching these videos, you know what I mean? Because I've been busy for the last few weeks, and I'm like, bro, brother, y'all brother be compromising too much. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm talking about. Now, and if I gotta go back and pull it up, I will. Remember, I'm doing this on the fly, right? I'm gonna give you an example of exactly what I'm talking about. And I can quote the brother and what he said. Because everybody wants to compromise, right? We seem to try to run away from the fact. Okay, so like some Moors wish to compromise so they can blend in. You know, I don't compromise. Like the brother had Brother Taj Tariq on there, and Brother Taj Tariq, man, honor to the elder, but he crying about something that happened in 1982. I went to the temple and I was trying to help the temple, and they accused me of taking over, brother. That was 1982. 82, 83. Maybe 89. Whatever. But brother, this is 2018. So he start talking this and start talking that, and I'm looking like, we really rocking with this? Like, we really, let me tell you something. Regardless of what Taj teach or what the Moorish Science Temple of America sheiks teach, we need something to show for what we know. We definitely need something to show for what we know. If we don't have nothing to show for what we know, what do we really know? If we don't have nothing to show for what we know, what do we really know? That's one of the things that we have to get through our head. When we are in the streets or we are in the boardroom, we use type of terminologies like show and prove, or in the boardroom, can you qualify that? And so when we listen to these teachings, what are we using to qualify that is right and exact? What has been produced from it? But back to my other point. So the brother was on the show, and I hear him make him the statement that Moors are not religious. Now I hope he meant. I wish he would have clarified it in context. He said he said how did he say it? He said we are not a religion or something like that. You know what I mean? I'll go back and pull it out. Or we're not religious. If I gotta pull it out, I'll go dig it out if need be. But I remember him saying, I'm like, why are people so scared of religion? Because somebody else then demonized it. But clearly, excuse me a second, but clearly, this is our measuring stick, this book right here. And clearly, this book has question number 17. What is your religion? And it's speaking to Moorish Americans. And the answer to that question is Islamism. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the answer to that question is Islamism. So when somebody when somebody runs from the concept of religion, that means that they bought into the idea that what people practice under Catholicism is religion. What people practice under Islam, Sunniism, or Shiitism is religion. What people practice under other things that characterize themselves as religion is religion. When in actuality, none of that is religion. None of that is religion. You know, we can look into the etymology. Shout out to Taj for pointing Moors out to look at the etymology of things. You know what I mean? Exactly. We have a whole chapter called religion. Exactly. We can, man, shout out to Taj to having brothers to look out for etymology into things. Okay, let me holler. Thank you, Tony Montana. He said no need to put ism at the end of Islam. It is. It is reason. If you can't tell a Buddhist, have the last time you told a Buddhist not to put ism after Buddhism. The last time you told a European Jew not to put ism after Judaism. But Tony Montana, you gonna tell me? What you gonna tell me, Tony Montana? Have you told the Jew not to put ism after Judaism? Have you told the Buddhist? Have you told the Hindi not to put ism after Hinduism? Huh? Until you tell them, there is no need for you to tell me. Tony, there's no need to tell me, Tony. Tony, go tell the Hindu person first. Because you need to understand the science of why ism is placed behind the word. Understand the science of why it's placed behind the word. Because it gives the word a distinctive spirit to it and a distinctive action to it. It puts the word into action. It puts the word into a new classification, if you will, that's consistent with the former classification. It takes it to another level. You feel me? No need to, because the ism is already in Islam. Check the definition. Not so. Let's go to the definition of Islam. Would you like to come on, brother? Would you like to come on? I got a screen share. And so we go to Islam and Google search Islam. Okay? Now, let's have a class real quick. Let's do a class real quick. So I'm going to open up two windows and we're going to put Islam in one And then we're gonna put Islamism. I'm about to school you, my brother. I'm about to school you real quick, my brother. Is it okay if we use Wikipedia real quick? Because that's something that can get us straight to something real fast. You know what I mean? So, and let's not let people redefine something for us. Okay. So first, let's deal with the word Islam, and we're gonna keep it brief. We're gonna keep it brief real quick. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up my screen. Where I'm at. Okay. Yeah. So let's deal with first. Let's deal with Islam. All right. When we look at Islam, right, the first thing we looking at is you said the definition. So the religion of Muslims, a monotheistic faith, regarded as revealed through Muhammad as the prophet of Allah. Let's go a step further. Let's go a step further real quick. Um, I just want Islam for real. So let's get an Islam wiki. Let's get an Islam wiki real quick. I just want an Islam. I really don't want to go into the history. Okay, Islam is a Abrahamic monotheistic religious group teaching that there is one God. Da, da, da. It gives you an explanation. And so let me stop for a minute. Hopefully that is satisfying to you. I mean, hopefully that is satisfying for you. Hopefully that is satisfying to you because Wiki is just going to give you a description. Pay attention, brothers. Pay attention, sister. Wiki is going to give you a description of Islam. But now watch this. We can try Arabic dictionary in a minute. But now let me tell you what Islamism is. And yes, I got to, I have to narrate this because I'm not going to let a European who typed this in tell my story. So I got to narrate it. But here you go. Islamism is a concept that has been debated both in public and academic contexts. The terms can refer to diverse form, listen, of social and political activism. Join the Moorish Science Temple of America and proclaim your nationality. Social and political activism. Advocating that the public and political life should be guided by Islamic principles. Stop for a minute. That the public and private life should be guided by Islamic principles. The Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine Constitution and Bylaws. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is empowered to make laws guided by Islamic principles. Know what principles is. Our Prophet Noble Drew Ali says that we get our power and authority from the Holy Quran of Mecca, the Holy Quran of Muhammad, and we shall foster its principles to our members. Understand what principle is. We are teaching the principle of the doctrine and not the cultural overtone of the doctrine. This is Islamism. It's a political. When you proclaim your nationality, we are not trying to overthrow the constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. You see? You see? See, no, we don't follow the Sunnah, brother. We don't follow what the Arabs have put together, brother. Tony Matana. Tony Matana. We don't follow what the Arabs have put together. We follow the word of Allah and the principle of it. We don't follow that. You know, the Arabs have manipulated and flipped the script with those Sunnahs to mislead and keep people under some form of brain lock. We don't rock with that. We go straight by Quran. If the Quran says that you can't, if the Quran, that's what them Arabs told you. Them pale Arabs told you can't practice Islam without doing the spiritual and physical. That's what them Arabs told you. Them, I mean, spiritual and physical. I agree with that. I thought you would say you can't practice the Quran without the Sunnah. That's what them Arabs told you. Let me ask you a question. If that's the case, right, what Sunnah did Muhammad follow? If that's the case, what Sunnah did Abraham follow? Surely Abraham was one who worshiped the law. Tell me, what Sunnah did Abraham follow? Don't hold me up, Tony Montana. If Abraham was among the ones who submitted, if Noah was one who submitted in the Holy Quran, tell me, what Sunnah did Noah follow? You can't tell me that. I mean, you can't tell me that because they didn't need a Sunnah. You know what I mean? They didn't need a Sunnah because they knew the principle of the word of Allah. They knew how to foster the principles into their character and foster the principles into their social life as well as their political life. So again, hold on. Midday conversation. We're gonna open up noble temples. Let's open up the noble temples today. We're gonna open up the noble temples. Islam. Let's open up the noble temples. We're gonna open up the noble temples. First and foremost, I rise giving praise to the great God of the universe, Allah. I give honor to his noble illustrious prophet, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. I give honor to all things pertaining to the Moorish Science Temple of America, and I give honor to each and every one of you. I give a lesson to each and every one of you. Now, I'm just going to open the Holy Quran of Muhammad, of Mecca, if you will. So, let me ask you a question. Listen, this is how good a Moorish American can do. I just opened it up to a page, right? And I'm going to read. Before I read, I'm going to read something. When people see the Moors and the Moors stand on the square on the 7, and we rising, and we pray to Allah, right? And we say, Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my God, and my salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. And that is the Moorish American customary prayer. Now I got a question. A Sunni Muslim may say, well, no, that ain't how you supposed to pray. You follow me? However, do you truly believe that Abraham prayed just like you prayed? Do you truly believe that the prophets before Muhammad prayed exactly like the brothers pray today? Huh? So Tony Montana said, that is what is so unique. The prophet Sunnah was written down for Muslims to follow. I'm asking you, if Abraham was a Muslim, what was he following? We're supposed to follow the religion of Abraham. Don't we follow the religion of Abraham? Show me what Abraham followed. Brother, you need to understand what a universal teaching is. We need to understand what a universal principle is. Because we say that we follow the religion of Abraham. So tell me and show me what Abraham did. Don't skip over Abraham. Follow me? Let's not skip over Abraham. You feel me? Now, hold on. What'd I do? Did I knock something out? Yeah. So the point is, don't try to skip over Abraham. We need to know what Abraham followed. Abraham was a Muslim, surely he was. That's what the Quran said. Anyway, so we look at the Moors, how the Moors pray, right? And when we look at the Moors and how the Moors pray, one would say, one would say, hold up, let me stop for a minute. Hey, brother, nobody didn't say Moors don't prostrate. I think that's where you're wrong. Nobody said that. Oh, hold up. I got my brother Aboriginal. He got into the building. So look,
Halito, brother, please, peace, always good,
hold
man.
up. We're going to get back to this another time. Brother, text me because I don't have a whole bunch of time. So text me at tahakabayahoo.com. But I was going to show you in the Quran how it's all different forms of prayer. Let me show you one real quick. Surah Al-Baqarah. Surah 2, Ayat 239. If ye fear enemy, pray on your feet. Pray on foot or riding, as may be the most convenient. So Allah, God, is telling us that there are alternatives ways to pray. Why do you insist on trying to block me in a box when clearly there's alternative ways to pray? And this is not the only part that it says in the Quran. It's in multiple places in the Quran. Multiple places. You feel me? Multiple places in the Quran. So there we go. Let me make sure I got my. I want to make sure everything rolling right. Let me check the feed because it seems like mine jamming up on this end. Uh, can everybody see? See what's going on. Let me make sure everybody can see real quick, my brother. What's going on here? Aboriginal. Are you there, brother? What the world happened? Aboriginal. Man, they just stopped my feed. They just stopped my feed. Let me see. Hold up. Oh my goodness, it done jammed up. Let me see. Everybody done jammed up. Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Oh my goodness, he knocked me out. Can y'all hear me? Am I back? Am I back? What's going on here? Let me see. Can y'all hear me? They knocked me out. Can you hear me? Man, they just shut me down. They shut me down. Are we back? Are we back? Islam? Okay, we back. Oh, we back. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I was texting you. So look. Uh-oh. All right. So look. Let me see if my brother came back in. Aboriginal, man. Aboriginal came up here and shook my demonstration up. You know what I mean? He shook my demonstration up. You know what I mean? So look, bro, where's my brother Tony Montana? Where you at, brother? Tony Montana. Tony Montana. I gotta leave out in 15 minutes, brother. You know what I mean? But listen, so what I was saying is there is alternatives of prayer in the Holy Quran of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I mean, in the Holy Quran of Muhammad, the Holy Quran of Mecca, if you will. There is alternatives of prayers. Allah gives you alternatives under circumstances. And so if that's the case and we utilize this alternative, how can you say I'm out of order? If Allah said in Surah 2, 239, if ye fear an enemy, pray on feet or riding, as thou be most convenient. But when you are in security, celebrate Allah's praises in the manner He has taught you, which ye knew not. Now, if that is the case, you don't feel as though our situation in the United States fall under these guidelines. Do you remember when the European ran up in the church up in South Carolina and then blasted everybody? Do you remember that? You know how easy that would be? This fit the criteria of what Allah has given us. So if we choose to follow the criteria that Allah has subscribed to us, how can you call a Moorish American wrong? That don't make sense. It's just that you've been taught to believe that there's one criteria that must be met. But that ain't what the book of Allah says. And then we can go a step further and we can talk about the principle of prayer. Do the principle of prayer begin with you putting your face to the ground? Or do the principle of prayer begin right here? Now, I'm not trying to stop somebody from doing what they've been doing all these years. I think any form of prayer is good prayer. You know what I mean? He says, show and prove, when are you fearing the enemy in the temple? Brother, we are in America, brother. They run in the church and shoot people. How many stories do you want me to show you? How many stories that you want me to show you? That'll be foolishness not to follow that. How many stories do you need? How many stories do you need, brother? Brother, you know good and well that it can jump off any moment in the United States of America. Stop playing. Stop playing. And I'm not using that to justify anything. I'm telling you that the principle of prayer don't begin with you bowing your head, closing your hand, opening your hands. The principle of prayer begins in the heart. I'm not using that to justify how we pray, because how we pray don't need no justification. The principle of prayer starts in the heart. And if you fail to go within the heart, there is no way that you are going to meet with Allah. You know what I mean? Yeah, he said, no, I've been taught the sunnah of Allah's last prophet. What about the sunnah? What about the sunnah? What about the sunnah of Muhammad? I mean, the sunnah of Abraham. What about that? What about that? Let me read something to you. Let me read something to you. We're gonna go to. Let's do this. Let's go to the Quran. 14. Let's go to 14 real quick. Let's go to 14 right quick and see what we talk about. There we go. Let's find out. Let's find out what it said about Abraham. Find out what it said about Abraham. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up for you. Let's find out what it says about Abraham. I'm almost there. Give me 1 second. Cause you can't skip over. Hold up 1 second. So look. So now look. When we go into the Quran, right, and we look up anything concerning Abraham, Abraham is the man. He's the man when it comes to Islam. You know what I mean? Hold up 1 second. See that? We get back. He's the man when you come to Islam, right? He's the man. It says this. And remember Abraham and Ishmael raised the foundation of the house with this prayer. O Lord, accept thy service from us, for thou art the all-knowing, the all-knowing. When the last time you said that prayer? When the last time you found that prayer? Huh? When the last time you said that prayer? You don't even know that prayer. You don't even know that prayer because you stuck inside of a box. It says, 128, oh Lord, make us Muslims, bowing to thy will. That's right, bowing to thy will. Do you think he's talking about a physical bow? Do you think he's talking about a physical? We follow the principles of Abraham. What Abraham taught is the same thing that Muhammad taught. It's the same principle. Do you understand the difference between principle and culture? You have to understand the difference between principle and culture. The principle of the thing is what's important. Abraham is not the last prophet. Brother, y'all don't follow Abraham. What are you talking about? Brother, understand principle. Anyway, family, so tonight, we're going to be back tonight. Tony Montana, you're welcome to come on. But brother, you can't be bringing cultural overtones to something that, because I'm going to tell you sound like, with all due respect, you sound like brothers that say, or sisters that say, if you don't give your life to the Lord, you're going to burn in hell forever. That's what you sound like. That's called Chrislam. You sound like you into Chrislam. Because let me tell you something. If somebody have never heard of Prophet Muhammad, they lived the noble life of Prophet Muhammad, but never heard him by name, never heard of the Sunnah that you learned from a book, but they lived the noble life of a Prophet Muhammad. What is their reward? Hell? Is their reward hell? They lived the noble life of Prophet Muhammad, but never heard of Prophet Muhammad, never heard of Salat or how to prostrate, but they lived the noble life. That's called the principle of a thing. And the principle of the thing is universal. Whether you speak Chinese or whether you speak Vietnamese, whether you speak English or whether you speak Russian, the principle of a thing doesn't change. In this millennium, they might pray this way. In the next millennium, they might pray that another way. But as long as the golden thread of principle remain the same, then they're on the right track. You see, the Buddhist, he might do like this. The Moorish American, he might do like this. The Muslim, he might do like that. But if the universal principle, the golden thread, is the same, that's what's important. So we in the Moorish Science Temple of America, we understand the essence of what prayer is. The essence. Do you understand what the essence of prayer? Do you know how to conduct your energy to tap into the pool of the infinite pool of energy? Do you know how to siphon from the pool of infinite energy to make something come to fruition? To say to a thing, be, and it is? See, we in the Moorish Science Temple of America, we tap into the essence of a thing and we live it out. And so we tap into the essence of prayer. We tap into the essence of what nationality is. We tap into the essence of what it is to demonstrate love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. You know what I mean? We tap into the essence of a thing. Hey, brother, that's the whole thing that them people say we're not held accountable for what we don't know. Brother, when you know a noble lifestyle and you know noble principles, it don't come with outward show. Spiritual things are spiritual things. It don't come with outward show. So I don't know why people think that I don't know why people think that how a person position themselves is the essence of a prayer. I don't know why people let somebody fool them to believe that. I don't know why people let somebody fool them to believe that how you dress shows how pious you are. Whether somebody cover themselves up or whether somebody wear dreads, I don't know why we go for that. Why do we go for this? We need to come back home. We are the founders of civilization. We created the science. The European came down from the hills into Saudi Arabia, mixed in with our people, took our science, repackaged it, and sold it back to you with a twist. Let me say it again. Europeans came down from the hills, seen our people practicing a dominant science and a dominant way of life. They learned it, repackaged it, sold it to you with a twist. European, the pale-skinned nation of Europe. That's why Arab is pale right now. The pale-skinned nation of Europe. The same thing they did when they went into Kemet. When you look at ancient Kemet, our people had a complexion, the tone of this shirt. The European, the Greeks, went into Kemet, learned the sciences, repackaged it, and sold it back to the people. Our brothers and sisters in Morocco, we got into Spain. Same exact thing. The Europeans grabbed some strength, took our sciences, repackaged it, and sold it back to us. And today we buy it back hook, line, and sinker. We buy it back. Why are we buying back our own science? Why are we buying back our own science? Somebody come back and say, no, that's not right. You need to pray like this because the Sunnah says you pray like this. And you say, well, okay, you're right. When the last time you sent your own researchers to qualify that Sunnah? When was the last time you sent your own biologists to qualify some of that DNA or geneticists? Man, we got to stop letting people sell our stuff. We got to come back to the state of mind of our forefathers and use our brain. Think about it for a minute. Think about it for a minute. What did Muhammad? Why don't you study Muhammad? The historical context of Muhammad without the overtones of somebody trying to indoctrinate you about Muhammad. Why not do that? Like, this is why I'm the more you're going to remember. Because can't nobody indoctrinate me with Prophet Noble Drew Ali because I study it for myself. I talk to those that walk with the Prophet, or those that talk to those that walk with the Prophet. I got original documents of the Prophet. I study original documents. Nobody can tell me nothing about the Prophet Noble Drew Ali that I cannot confirm. I got to be able to confirm this thing because salvation is personal. You see, we can't let people keep on telling us stuff and we can't qualify it. The last time you've been able to qualify some of that stuff, you can't qualify that stuff. Last time you've been able to qualify that stuff. Everything I say, I can qualify. So Tony Montana, brother, you need to take that stuff back to the brother that got it from the brother that got it from the Arab, that got it from the pale Arab. You got to take that stuff back. You got to examine it. How do you know? How do you know that stuff is sound? Because somebody told you? The only thing is sound that we know so far is the Holy Quran of Muhammad, the Holy Quran of Mecca. This is the only thing we know that's sound. We don't know those Sunnahs is sound because somebody told us. The way that we know this is sound is because we got the Arabic right next to it. And we qualify it being sound because we look at the principle of a thing. The same principle in here, a Buddhist can practice, although he might don't speak Arabic. The same thing. The same thing in here, a person of faithful Hinduism can practice, although he don't speak Arabic and never heard of Muhammad. The same principle. You know what I mean? The same principle. Prophet Noble Drew Ali came to bring the sciences to the people. The same sciences that Abraham was using. The same sciences that Moses was using. The same. And people say, well, they might not even exist. But look, read the story. Read the story and look at the principle of the thing. Whether the people exist or not, the principle is alive and well. I'm going to say it again. Whether the people of the story existed or not, the principles are alive and well. You follow what I'm saying? The principles are alive and well. So whether the brother who taught what we know to be the teachings of Moses, whether his name was Moses or not, whether his name was Musa or something else, the principles are alive and well. And Tony Montana said, my teachers look like me. I just said, well, you got your teachers from a brother that got it from a brother that got it from a pale Arab. They got it from a pale Arab. Because during the time of the Prophet Muhammad, they wasn't following that. They wasn't following that. That Sunnah stuff came later. Let's go back to the state of mind of the Muslims that was with Prophet Muhammad. Before there was a Sunnah qualified by the followers. Let's go back to the state of mind of Prophet Muhammad. He didn't have that. Oh, this is a sound way to do. Oh, this is not sound. Oh, this is sound. Oh, this is not sound. Let's go back to the state of mind of Prophet Muhammad and the companions that was with Prophet Muhammad and enter into paradise, which is the here and now. Because when we follow the teachings of the Prophet Noble Drew Ali, we return to the state of mind of our ancestors, who is Prophet Muhammad. That during the time of Prophet Muhammad, they had a way to move. Come on, man. They had a way to move that made them successful. So let's return to that way. Anybody trying to turn to that way? Oh, you don't know the way. You don't know the way. The reason why you don't know the way because you allow people to cover it up in your mind. But let me tell you something. Let's go back to the land. Let's go back to the land of fleshless things where mind never does forget. If you take the cobwebs off your mind, you actually can remember. Oh yeah, I gave him the email address. He can come on. If you take the cobwebs off your mind, you actually can remember how Muhammad moved. You actually can remember how Abraham moved, and you'll begin to move the same. The same.
Peace,
You'll be
brother.
able to Islam. Who we got there? Hey, brother, last time you came on here, you shook up my platform. You all right, brother?
Yeah, everything good, bro. Everything
All right,
good.
so look, brother, I got to give you about 15, 20 minutes, then I got to get out of here. I'm going to be back tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm going to come on at 7 to talk about one thing, and then I'm going to open the floor up around 9 also for my brother Tony Montana. That's if Tony Montana email me. He got to email me. I will be live tonight. I will be live tonight. I think this was a good midday bill. I think I might do this quite often. Give me a 1 if y'all think I should do this in the midday twice a week or something. Give me a 2 if you're like, man, you just yelling again.
Right, right. But like I said, man, I'm sorry for
Sorry
the
to the
difficulty.
Oh, no, you all right, brother. You all right.
Maybe we can get together later on and we'll build. You know what I'm
No, you
saying?
good, brother. Brother, let me ask you a question. What is me and you have been talking for a minute back and forth. We've never been able to set things off yet. So, what is your position, my brother? Talk to the people.
Right.
Let me know who you
I
are.
understand. I understand. I said debate, and I had emailed
Oh, no,
you,
I love a debate, brother. I love a
right,
debate.
right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. Only
But,
for the
but you know,
information.
let me say this, brother. I love a debate, but I love a brother that can take a debate. Because if I take an L, I still love you the same. If you take an L,
Right.
you still love me the same. And it's really not an
Absolutely.
L because the people that's listening get to learn something.
They get the win. They get the win because of the information, and that's what it's all about. Like I said, it was a few things that I did want to discuss and maybe have a build on. We kind of
Right,
off that. You cleared up some things. It's been a minute. You know what I'm saying, since we've been in
right.
contact. You done cleared up a few things, but it's a couple discussions I would like to get out on the table.
Can,
Like I
can,
said,
can we get one real quick? Can we get one topic real quick for the people? The people
yeah,
gonna
we
want
can get
one.
one. We can get
I,
one topic. Like I said, this the brother Aboriginal power, and
right,
in this land being Aboriginal is power. Being the indigenous American Niji, being the air, being the autochthonous people of this land is power. Once
right.
you come into this information, but yeah, one of my premises is the science, and you touched on it just a second ago by going back into the ways of our people, right? And you got several paths that leads to a main spot, so to speak, for the lack of argument. The main thing is getting back into what your ancestors left behind, which is the science of ecology, okay, mathematics, irrigation, and agriculture. Once those two come together, you got supreme knowledge and the foundation to build a civilization. And so that's what we're trying to restore within our community in the Aboriginal community. So
But brother, do you understand that? Do you understand the Moorish Science Temple of America concept first?
uh I've spoke with a few Moorish brothers. I spoke with you. I spoke with a couple other brothers. That maybe we can get a later bill with these brothers. I agree to some certain extent with a couple Moorish brothers, and I disagree to a certain extent with a lot of Moorish brothers.
Well,
And I
let's start with what you disagree. I'm the measuring stick of what it is to be Moorish Science on YouTube right now. So what do you disagree with? Let's deal with that.
okay, right. I've heard information, not saying that it came from you, but from other Moors, saying that the Aborigines have no foundation of knowledge because it all comes from the Moor. It all stems from the Moor. And from
Right.
my research, I got something that says otherwise. Not no knock to the Moorish brothers. We love the
No, no,
Moorish
you good,
brothers.
brother.
We
You
love
good.
our Hebrew brothers. We love them, right? But it's about the information. And it's about putting the information in its proper position and
Right.
dealing with it accordingly, methodically, and scholarly,
Well,
right? Not just going through Google Scholar. I'm talking about bringing out the books, bringing out the articles, bringing out the peer reviews. This is what we got to deal with when we're dealing with a type of information. Now, one of the other things that
hold
I
up, hold up.
heard
Let me
is
touch on the first thing first. First thing you said is that there will be no information without the more. Something like that. Somebody told you that, right?
right. Somebody I heard
Well,
more say
well,
that.
well, brother, let me say this, brother. Let me say this. First of all, that's an ambiguous statement because
Absolutely.
the term more is a term that basically is a term that was grown out of Northwest Africa. There was other terminologies that our or identifying names that our people have subscribed to, whether it was from North Africa to East Africa to the ancient land of Canaan, even over here in North America. So we went through a lot of different titles, names, and identification names, if you will. But I think what a brother is saying is that our bloodline, without us, there will be no knowledge. And so he using the term. I hope that's what the brother is doing because there's sometimes see the prophet Noble Ali teaches that the Moors are the descendants of the ancient Moabites. So at one time that identifying us as it identifies us as Moabites. And he says the Moors are descendants of the ancient Canaanites. So we identify as Canaanites. And then we look over here, we have all different type of tribes and over in Africa, the Igbo and all different types of tribes. So I think what the brother is talking about is the bloodline is the same regardless of what tribe you say you're from. The
Right.
bloodline is still Moorish. Moorish is the modern term.
Right, right. Moorish is a modern term, and I understand where the term Moor would have been originally used in some of the earlier times, dealing with West Africa, 711 AD, and Mauritania, the El Moravids. I mean, we got the history. We can go into Moab and track back Moab and how it goes back to Lot, and then how it
But you
became
get what
Moab.
I'm saying? There should be no confusion there. It's just who you talking to. Sometimes we
Right,
got to be the wiser person, right? And who you talking to, you're gonna have to fill in the blanks and say, well, okay, I get what you're saying. You know,
right,
like
and
some of
that's
those small points ain't even to be debated because
right.
because
Them
we
small
know
point. It's
throughout
just
the
the point,
world we
like
had different titles and names. You
right,
know what I
right.
mean?
Right. And I understand that different descriptive terms was used on a lot of people all over this
But the
globe.
bloodline has never changed.
No, the bloodline not going to change, but that's what I'm saying. Dealing
Yes,
with
there we
dealing
go.
with dealing with the American or the ancient American, dealing with the research that I've came across, the African bloodline is something that we see is in non-existent. But
Right.
they put it into existence with the out of Africa theory,
But
right?
brother, let me check that real quick. I just want to catch it real quick and then I'm gonna let you go. All of us come from a common ancestor. Would you agree?
25.
Or do you believe that there was different points of creation?
Well, creation, right? Well, I'm gonna deal with the leading theory of what scientists kind of got data to go off of, which is the multi-regional theory, right? And that's dealing with creation, mankind, so to speak, right? And for the lack of argument, that's something that scientists are still accumulating to come up with the best data to give them the best answer. But when we deal with civilization, that's another topic at hand. And when we deal with civilization, you can only point to a couple of places, which is in America. Most people point you towards Nile Valley. Some people will point you towards
Listen,
Mesopotamia.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, do you think that human beings had one source of origin and then grew out? Or do you think that this origin is multiple?
Right, right. Well, what I'm saying is
All
I'm
right.
saying it's gonna go into a multi-region, dealing with the
So
data.
you,
That's
so you believe that? So I just need to clarify what you're saying. So you believe that there was a group created in Africa, there was a group that created in North America, and there's a group created maybe in Russia. in China.
Right, right. For the lack of argument, we can go with that, right? Yeah, I believe that there was pockets of people that was being in the beginning of their creations in different spots, roughly around the same time period, right? Which doesn't make them, you know,
So let me make sure I'm hearing you right. So if we're dealing with an infinite being, Father Sky, if you will. So your concept is he created a people in China, then he created a people in Australia, then he created a people in Africa, and then a people in America. Is that your concept?
well, my concept is that whatever the Most High or whatever the Creator created, it was created all at once. It was created over a multiple area. Like what I'm saying, when
But
the
I'm just
first
saying
grass,
different.
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying is
saying
when the first tree came about, you can't say the first tree was in America because 9 times out of 10, what science tell you, it was trees popping up all over the place roughly around the same time period. And it's the same thing with the
no, no,
humans
no.
too.
Listen, let me tell you about the Moorish American concept. One of the Moorish American concept is that time never was when man was not, which means
Understand?
that what means that you trying to use European science and European data and European carbon data to try to give the beginning of something is foolish within itself, and not calling you a fool. It's foolish within itself because man is not as sharp as he think he is to trace back the beginnings and the origins of
Correct.
all mankind.
Correct,
He's
correct,
not that
correct.
good.
That's why I made
Not
it.
that
That's why I
good.
made it real.
However, but the
That's why I made
concept,
it clear. That's why I made it clear that nobody knows the beginning of mankind.
absolutely. But now,
But if you give everybody the concept that all mankind was started at once, then the only thing they can judge and separate them two from being a hierarchy or being in the first place, for the lack of argument, is who inspired civilization first.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's the
well,
conversation that I would kind of want to go into.
yeah. See, but that's not one of the for me. That's not one of my arguments. One of my concept is basically that man, human beings, you know what I mean? That man was created in a, if you will, in a geographical location. And then man began to migrate and begin to replenish the world, if you will, by
Can
being
you
fruitful, multiply, whatever, whatever.
can you
Now,
give me a little can you give me a little breakdown on what you mean by that? Are you saying that maybe people was created in one particular spot and then branched out to other parts of the world? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, what I'm saying is, I'm not giving man a beginning at this time. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I'm not. I'm not even saying that. I'm not even saying that God or Allah or whom we choose to call the Creator created man as one single individual. But I'm saying
Absolutely.
that they had an agreeable geographical location. They had an entry point on Earth from the cosmos.
Right, right,
And
right,
that
right.
entry point was one. And so, in the science, well, I'm about to get deep. You need to join the Moorish Science Temple of America in a minute. In the science of the Moorish Science Temple of America, the question is asked: who is the mothers, it's plural, and fathers of the human family? Adam and Eve. No, I say, who is the mother? Adam and Eve are the mothers and the fathers of the human family, Asiatics and Muslims. And it's plural in there. So what I'm saying is that at some point in time, man and woman, as we see on earth, entered into the earthly manifest in numbers, but in one geographical location. And
Right.
Adam and
Well,
Eve represent nations of
I
people.
understand. I understand what you're saying, but
And now I'm about to break it down to you. All right, go ahead, brother. I'll pull this up.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. My bad. I
And
apologize.
so and so now the Moorish concept is this: that geographical location, if you will. I'm about to bring it up. Give me 1 second. That geographical location is the land of Asia. You follow what I'm saying? Is the land of Asia. Now, when we're talking about the land of Asia, brother, we're not talking about the land of Asia in what you see today. What we're actually talking about is that one landmass. So We're talking about one landmass. This whole thing is Asia. The Europeans divided this place up. One landmass, right? And then man began to travel, which we call the United States today, was just a part of what is Africa, Morocco, Mauritania, and all that. They walked that
Can I
way.
ask the question? Can I
Uh-huh.
ask the question? Are you referring to the Pangea and how it was
You
once whole?
Europe, Europeans can call it the Pangea, but let me tell you what, they got this from the ancient records of our ancestors.
Right. Well,
This from the Temple of Heliopolis.
according to the ancient cosmology or from the steles of Inca and Mayan, they talk about how the land was, right? They even give some of the most vivid descriptions
Right.
of land, right? Dealing with places like what we would call Mu or Atlantis, some of
Yeah,
the
we don't deal
early
with that.
some of the,
Boys don't
some of
deal
the
with that.
early right, some of the early Atlanteans draw markers of landmarks of land of continents in places where they would have called these places, right?
Right.
So just dealing with the Pangea or whatever you want to call it for the lack of argument, it talks about water secretion, right? And this is where I think a lot of people get twisted on the story because people think that the earth separated, right? When in fact, according to all geographical data, that the earth has never separated from the extent that's been given in the Pangea theory.
Well,
And
let me,
what
well,
it
let me
talks
let me let me let me correct you on that, brother. There's a
about.
study that's out, and I can show it if you want to debate this. There's a study that out that shows that the ecology that's in Brazil is the same ecology in Niger. The ecology that's in Florida is the same ecology that the same plant that's in Florida, the same palm tree is the same palm tree that's in Mauritania. Well, when you start to look at the ecology and you start to look at the dirt, you start to look at that. That's a different science, brother. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah. But you see, when you start breaking down ecology, right, which is the study of human life and the plant life in the area,
absolutely.
it is when you're gonna find out that all of it's connected. Not
That's
not by not by what we for the lack of argument by genetic coding, but by force fit on the same landmass.
that's
But
what I'm.
this is
That's the only thing I'm speaking about. The
right,
land mass was all
that's
one. But let me get to
well,
the. I want to lose my point real quick, brother.
right. I just want to clear something up. I'm not saying that it wasn't all one. What I'm saying is it's still all one. And the reason you can't tell is because of Pangea, which is water secretion. When
Oh,
you
I
read
got
the
you. I got you.
theory,
Islam.
right,
Islam. I got you.
right.
And so what the Moorish American argument is that it was a central location where these human beings, spirit man, came into existence, into the manifest at one location and spread out. These are the same people. And that's why we are all over the planet because we spread out. You see, and so when the Aboriginal brother, pun intended, when the Aboriginal says that, you know what, I'm Aboriginal, but I'm not a Moor. I'm Aboriginal, but I ain't really with that religion stuff. I'm Aboriginal because I'm not from Africa and those things. What happened is we begin to participate into the divide and conquer theory. We begin to participate into that. So me as being a teacher in the Moorish Science Temple of America, I say, hold up, bro. No, no, no. We are the same people. Now, through our migration, we begin to develop different cultures and different principles as it relates to our journey and our travel and our separation from one another. But in reality, the principle remains the same. And
I mean,
so,
yeah, right. I understand that, but for us to be, things are set up with separation. Earth was set up with
no, but
separation.
our mind can't be set up with the spirit of separation because the
Right.
only
So
thing that
we're
separates us
already
is our customs.
well, not only that, but our genetic markers, our genetic alignment,
But you
our
know, my brother,
phenotype, and beyond all that, say we all looked alike. What the only thing that would distinguish us would be our cultures and our culture and
brother,
traditions,
let me tell you
right?
something. What brings us different identities is our migrations and separations from one another. That's what bring our distinguished identities. Because if you can look at the red fox or something, that red fox turns into a white fox. You've seen that before. The polar bear ain't nothing but a black bear. And so the more that it migrates from a certain location and to another geographical location, it
Well,
begins on the attributes of that area. And this is a
well,
fact of the matter. It's a fact of nature. And so this
right.
is
Well,
how
well,
we change
well.
our.
What I'm saying is, for the lack of arguments, the polar bear and the black bear theory, right?
Right.
Scientists has proven that there's no way possible, right, for a black bear to evolve into a whole new genetically species. It's impossible.
Okay.
So, but
I
but
can show
the
you
the
otherwise.
argument is that they say it happens is because adaptation and mutation. Okay, but what we got to understand is from the giddy up of this animal, the polar bear was already adapted. It need not to adapt. It was already adapted. That's why it was able to survive. Either you was adapted or you wasn't adapted to survive. Either you was adapted to survive or you wasn't adapted at all, you died. That's simple. That's simple facts. So when you look at a people's migration, you deal with genetic analysis, and you deal with genomes, and you deal with migration, you're gonna see something coming in Africa during the time period when they say Africa did not have people there in a certain land in Africa, excuse me. And during those certain time periods, you see a genetic bottlenecking of a certain another group of people that was traveling. You find numbers, you find mathematics, you find science that was accumulated and started in America. So what I'm saying is, and it's the same thing. The landmass was whole. We could walk when it was less water. When it was less water, we could get to other places a lot easier. But what I'm saying is the majority of people along this world came from the ancient American, the so-called American Negro.
What I'm
The,
saying is, if that's what you choose to believe, that's fine.
we tried
But
to be the science that we left behind, the
right.
science between 0 to 9
Okay.
was
All
created
right.
here.
So, brother, I'm just going to do a quick thing. I've been a nature guy for a long time. And so, and I know I can go back and do a thorough demonstration on this here. So let's see what this here is. And I'll just quickly just do this up real quick. Oh, get off it. The iconic archaic, hey, excuse me. The iconic of the Arctic, the polar bear, is the ultimate survivor of the harshest areas on Earth, reigning over the whole ice tundra. But in fact, the polar bear, closest ancestor of the land carnivore, associates strongly with the forest. Over the years, but it goes into talking about the grizzly bear. You know what I'm saying? Being the closest as proving their genetic compatibility. Bears, brown bears, polar bears can produce viably or fertile offspring. It is reproductively viable that established that the animal belong within the same given species. Let me stop for a second. Two different species cannot produce any offspring. Like you cannot get a donkey and a mule. You can't get a donkey and a horse to produce viable offspring. You follow what I'm saying? And so when two species can produce viable offsprings, that makes them the same species of the same root of the same tree. If you can follow me. So
I'm with you.
regardless of what people try to make up, two different species cannot produce viable offspring. It don't work like that. You know what I mean? That's proven time and time again with the donkey and the horse. It don't work. So you know what I mean? You can take a dolphin and try to mate it with a whale, but they're two different separate species. You follow me?
I'm with you.
So and that's the actual fact. See, one thing we got to do is the Prophet Noble Drew Ali has this thing where he said, "If I can teach you to think, you can save yourself." Some of this European information is qualified amongst themselves, but we need, like you said in the beginning, our own peer reviews, our own scientists that's doing the work to really qualify the information on a level that can even challenge these people, because these people crazy. You follow me?
Right, right. I'm with you.
But Aboriginal, I got to go, family, man. I appreciate you, brother. I definitely appreciate you. I definitely want to do this again, brother. And we finally got to talk, brother.
Yeah, man, we did, man. And even though it was brief, it was a good conversation. Maybe you can hit me up more. We can go into depth on maybe a few other things. I can get on my computer, maybe screen share, give a few
Yeah.
books, so I ain't just talking for nothing. And I can give the people some resources and some stuff to look up. Don't take my word for it.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I look forward to that. Peace to the fam. I just dropped in today, the king of Moorish media. I do it for the people. I figure I'd drop in today and have a word. Shout out to my brother, Original Power. I appreciate you, brother. Tony Montana. Email me, Tony Montana. Hey, Cortman Bay. I don't like you. You seem strange. How about that? How about that? Courtman Bay said, I don't like this Morris channel. Seems strange. Courtman, and we don't like you. So you can depart that way. All right? All right. Well, we salute you and love you, though. I don't know. Black Mind said, what happened to Grimmy Ardell? Black Mind, you know and I know that when Tahaka Bay put that beat down, when he put that beat down, hey, brother, when I 1453 you, when I 1453 you already know what it is, brother. I would love to get Grimmy Arnell and Ali Bay and them brothers back on here. But brother, what's the Hawker Bay 1453 you? Come on, man. Shout out to Root Words. Root Words. I'm going to open the chat up tonight and hopefully you get on there. You know what I mean? Uh, okay. Okunkan. Let me see what they say. Okunkan. Biramu TV. We need to get you on here too, brother. No, man. I would love, no, all jokes aside, Black Mind. I would love to get my brother Gimri on L on here. He is one of the most profound scholars that ever been on this channel and amongst the best, with my favorite is Brother Sharif and Tunica L. But I do love them brothers, man. I have no problem with them brothers, and I would love to get them back on here. But with that family, I'm gonna see y'all tonight. We're gonna turn up some more. You know what I mean? We're gonna turn up some more. And I'm gonna even try to reach out to the brother Grimmy Arnell and see if we can piece it up. And maybe he come up here with a presentation because that brother right there got some information that the world need to see and hear. That brother right there sharp. Listen, we had our words, but you can't take away from his scholarship. And that's the same thing I feel about Lord Abba. Lord Abba is a sharp brother. He just super emotional. You know what I mean? He like real emotional. Like he real sensitive. He like super sensitive. Like you almost a half 100 and you that sensitive. You ain't getting over that yet. Come on, man. You gotta stop that. So, family, I'm about to get out here, man. I'm the more you gonna remember. I'm your brother Tahaka Bay. It is what it is. San Bernardino, California. I got to go work. Mama, they used to that. Hold up, hold up, hold up. Listen. They make me do the robot. This is the greatest Moorish platform that ever came to YouTube. Make it do the robot. You will bring us the force. I was told to. I see y'all tonight, family. Hey, hey. Salute. Yeah. I'll be back, family. Praise the Bay Star. Hey, hey. So, family. Oh man, let me tell you, hey family, the difference between me and a lot of other Moorish Americans, man, I don't take this YouTube thing too serious, man. This is a fun ride. It gives us the ability to teach people. And another thing, man, I really honor my brother original. I think it's Aboriginal Power, man, because I cut him off a few times. He said, "Hold up, let me talk." Man, I got people out here, they get so sensitive because I cut them off. That brother never got sensitive, and I can't wait to have him on the show again, man. It is what it is, man. That's real man stuff right there. Peace and love, brother. Peace and love.